It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer exclusively brewed for Marks and Spencer's by Harbour Brewing Company, and this is their laid back lager. It's coming in at 3.5% ABV in a 330ml can. Yellow wrap on the can, looking pretty decent. I quite like the Marks and Spencer's beers. The quality of the beers are generally kind of towards the topper end of what you can get for your money. This beer it's under £2 a can. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Oh, look at that. 3.5%, a little bit of a spillage going on. I always open my beers over the sink. I may have mentioned this before, but after reviewing well over 7,000 beers on YouTube, you just learn to open beer over your sink, so you're not going to get beer everywhere. Okay, so beer in the glass, and it's a very light looking beer. It's going to be a very light looking beer at 3.5% ABV. Nice levels of carbonation, one finger white head, extremely straw coloured beer, really light looking. Slight haze there though in the beer. Let's get the aroma. Oh, really nice and light and zesty. 3.5% ABV. It sounds extremely smashable. I don't think I've had a lager as low as 3.5% ABV before. I might be wrong, but off the top of my head, I don't remember drinking a lager at 3.5. It's quite low for a lager. Picking up a real zestiness, a lemon and a lime, hints of it. And a light grain. A light kind of wafer biscuit going on. Touch pepperiness and spiciness coming through. That would be from the hops that they've used in the beer. Trying to guess what hop it is from the aroma is quite a difficult thing to do. Especially as the beer's... I know it's 3.5% ABV and it shouldn't affect the hoppage of the beer, how many hops they put into the beer, but it kind of does because the grains are so light, because there's not that much of a kind of a grainy, biscuity flavour. You don't have to put as much hops in to balance out that grain. So there's, in effect, there's less of everything. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, it's quite decent. Very drinkable, very refreshing. So first of all, the carbonation carries the beer, pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. The flavours are as kind of follows really. It's a light, really light, wafer, grainy, wafer biscuit flavour. Really, really light. And then you get this lovely kind of orange peel, almost like a slight blood orange flavour coming through with lemon and lime. It's quite zesty. But that gives a good balance. There's a slight spiciness in it as well, a slight pepperiness, slight spiciness. It gives a good balance to the beer. because the beer's light and grainy over here, very, very refreshing. As I mentioned earlier, they don't have to hop it as much to balance that kind of sweetness over here, bitterness over here. They don't have to balance it. I'm doing this just as, I don't know, weighing scales or a light aircraft balancing through the sky. But the balance is really good for the beer. It is really, really good. It's a beer at 3.5% ABV that you could really, I mean, I could start drinking this 12 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. I really could. Put a few in the fridge, cool it down. Very refreshing, very light. Get to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Start thinking about chucking some sausage or some chicken on the barbecue. I tell you what this would go really well with is a really good hot dog. I reviewed them mustard sausages recently on the channel. It'll probably be a while until this video comes out, but I reviewed mustard sausages really recently, and that they would go really, really, really well with this beer. I'm a big fan of Harbour Brewing Company. They produce some really decent stuff. We used to see them in like your beer 52s and places like that, but then they made their way very quickly into supermarkets. If you want to try their beer, of course, try it from Marks and Spencer's. This Brewed 4, which I quite like. They do a series of beers. We got Harbour Brewery here, Meantime Brewery. That's a Clementine Saison. Let me show you. So they're all brewed by different breweries. That's Harbour, Clementine Saison, and then we got a Meantime Brewing Company Salted Caramel Porter. But I like that concept. I like the fact that they use different breweries, Marks and Spencer's, to produce good beer. And generally the breweries that they do use have got a really good reputation. So yeah, I like Harbour Brewing Company. So let's wrap this review up then. I like the lacing on the glass. I really like the taste of the beer. I like the fact it's so light and refreshing. I didn't think a 3.5% ABV lager would work, but it actually does in my mind. About this beer, this clean, crisp lager is made with unique European hop varieties, Pearl, Saz and Hallertauer, Mittelfrüh, for a subtle, refreshing flavour with pleasing herbal, grassy and floral aromas. A perfect match. Try this easy drinking beer with full flavoured dishes. It goes really well with chorizo sausages. I said regular sausages. They say chorizo sausages or spicy stuffed red peppers. Okay, hops, malt, yeast and water. Job done. I'm gonna rate it. Time for the rating for their laid back lager, Harbour Brewing Company and Marks and Spencer. It's very drinkable. I'd like to see this in a box. You know, you buy these cardboard boxes for 4 beers in. I would quite happily have 2 boxes under my arm, walk out the supermarket, bing bash bosh, get your barbecue going at 12 o'clock in the day, start cracking some cans of lager. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. On a Sunday, mind you. I do it on a Sunday. I like it enough to give it, yeah, this is an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!